There is a philosopher that I follow a lot, and he says, my language defines my world. I find there's a lot of parallels between my own life and, Parkdale Project Read, because I was raised by a single mother who struggled with reading, and because of that, her world was a kind of reflection. Like, I saw the world based on her ability to read. So there were certain things. Let's say, for example, I wanted to get help with homework. I couldn't go to my mother because, she couldn't help me with my homework. Or there were, certain jobs she could take because of her reading ability. That meant that a certain amount of money was coming in. So, all through my life growing up, reading played a big part in her life, but also in my own growing up. So I can see that with people that come here who are, basically, they want to do the basics. They just want to be able to pay their bills, read bedtime stories to their kids. And I see a lot of parallels.
I ended up in the AIDS program, and I ended up in college, which I thought I never would see. So
my problem was reading and write, and I was looking for something like PPR, and I cannot find it for a long time. One time I went on a trip with me and my kids. I cannot even fill the little card. It was so embarrassed for me to do something like that, not to ask my kid, can you just write this for me and fill it up for me? Oh, Mama, you cannot read or write? So shocking for me, by my own son, to do something like that.
I feel like I was struggling, so I stay on here. I got ready, I was prepared, and I went on and did my static course in Drive-Through College.
I was scared, because I wasn't used to being around people. I'm not a group person, but ever since I came to Project Read, I got to be a group person, and I said, okay, I'll try it out and see. Now if I don't like it, I know where the door is.
There are a lot of people whose world, as I was explaining with my mother's case, whose world is defined on, their reading ability. It influences the jobs you get, how you view yourself, how you view others. And I think if we can assist others in reaching their goals and kind of not only just reaching their goals, but seeing things in a new perspective. I mean, if you're able to read well, you can not only start taking responsibility for certain things in your life and taking on new goals and tasks, but you can also see the world differently. You can, travel to places you've never seen before through reading. You can, learn things that you've always wanted to learn, but you weren't able to learn. There are different types of literacy. A lot of people think that, well, if you struggle with literacy, it instantly means that you can't read. And that isn't always the case. There are different levels of literacy, and there are different kinds of literacy.
My ex-boss, when I used to work with her, she took advantage. I don't know how to read, and I cannot even read my checks. When she handed to us, I cannot even read it, and I don't know how much she take, or how many hours she take from me, or how much she supposed to pay me. And this is like the big issue was for me.
It was scary for me at first, because I remember my first time going to George Brown. I looked at the door and I ran away, but I was ready for it this time. I used to shy away from groups. I said, no, don't want to learn that. But now it's different. I feel like I can be in a group and not feel, that I don't belong. And they taught me that.
To walk in here, for me, it feels like I'm coming back home, because there's lots of diversity, and I think diversity is the strength of Parkdale Project Read. There's a lot of, at the same time, a lot of opinions, and I think that's also the strength of Parkdale Project Read. So every time you come in here, you know that, you're instantly visiting a lot of places in the world, but you're still in the comfort of a place where everyone's understanding and everyone's accepted and tolerant of everyone else.
Parkdale community is very friendly, is very familiar, it's very like their family.
I don't think Project Read was a mistake for me. I really enjoy it. And I come here for my lessons every Tuesday when she could come, and it was pretty, it it wasn't for Project Read, I probably never would have gotten college. Sorry.
And they all want the same goal. They all want to learn together. And I think that on its own, like when you can get people from different parts of the world, wanting to help each other reach a single goal, that is, for me at least, the most beautiful thing ever.